My girlfriend keeps flirting with her creepy stalker who scares her and teaching him things about her culture, but she won't tell me why. Yuna and I had been together for 2 years. She was half Korean, worked front desk at an upscale hotel downtown. I'd pick her up after shifts sometimes. That's how I met her coworker Brett. Brett was the type of guy who thought every woman secretly wanted him. The second he heard Yuna speak Korean on the phone with her mom, he was obsessed. I've always felt connected to Korean culture, he told her once while I was standing right there. K-dramas changed my life. He started cornering her at work, asking her to teach him phrases, standing too close, lingering too long. Yuna told me she could handle it. I trusted her, but I noticed the way he looked at her when he thought I wasn't watching, like she was already his. Soon, Brett was waiting by her car after shifts, commenting on how good she smelled, telling her she was wasted on a guy who didn't understand Korean culture like he did. Yuna reported him to the manager, but she was Brett's older sister. He's just being friendly. You're overreacting. Nothing changed. If anything, now that it was openly tolerated, it got even worse. The schedule started shifting. Yuna kept getting put on late closes with Brett, just the two of them. His sister's doing. The schedule is random, Yuna told me, but it happened 3 weeks in a row. I started picking her up every night, worried for her safety. But Brett was always there, always too close, always finding reasons to walk her out. Then something shifted. I'm not sure what, but Yuna stopped complaining about him, started being friendlier. I noticed when I picked her up one night, she was laughing at something he said. Really laughing. She waved goodbye to him with a warmth I hadn't seen directed at me in weeks. At home, she was distant, tired, distracted. I asked her what that was about tonight. Nothing, just work stuff. I wanted to trust her answer, but I'd been cheated on before. So next week, I showed up early, parked across the street where she couldn't see me. Through the lobby window, I watched them in the break room. My heart dropped. She was teaching him Korean phrases, leaning in close to him, correcting his pronunciation. He said something and she laughed, her hand landing on his arm. Perfect, you're a natural. My chest went tight. I couldn't breathe. I didn't say anything that night, but I watched her. She was texting someone, looking at her phone. Who's that? Just a coworker. The lessons continued. Every time I picked her up, Brett was nearby, grinning, waving, calling out Korean phrases like he was showing off for her. She always smiled back. The staff even started whispering when I walked in. I caught looks, pity, secondhand embarrassment. One bellhop muttered to another. Poor guy doesn't even know. I was losing my mind. I confronted her. What the hell is going on with you and Brett? She looked me dead in the eyes. Do you trust me? I don't know anymore. She looked right at me. Then decide. Trust me or don't. But I need 2 more weeks to work everything out. My brain felt stumped. 2 weeks for what? Why are you being cryptic with me? She smiled. Just trust me. And so I did. Not because I actually trusted her. I was already 1 foot out the door, but because I wanted to see if there was any weight to her words. 2 weeks of the same passed. I drove to the hotel ready to end things. I walked in and saw Brett at the front desk, speaking Korean to an elderly woman. I wouldn't have paid much attention to it if it wasn't for her face shifting, confused at first, then horrified, then absolutely furious. She started yelling, pointing at Brett, but Brett kept smiling, nodding. Something was seriously wrong. That's when I spotted Yuna watching everything from across the lobby. Her arms were crossed. She caught my eye and smirked. Turns out, the elderly woman at the front desk was Mrs. Park, mother of the hotel's owner, visiting from Seoul for the first time in 5 years. And Brett had just greeted her in Korean by saying, "Hello, you wrinkled old pig. Your face makes me sick. I hope you choke and die today." He thought he said, "Welcome, honored guest. Your presence is a blessing." Mr. Park came rushing out. His mother was sobbing. Security footage got pulled. 3 weeks of Brett insulting guests in Korean, and his older sister sweeping it under the rug. He told a businessman his mother was a hoe, told a little girl she was ugly, told an elderly couple they smelled like death, all on camera, all with that stupid, confident grin. Mr. Park fired Brett on the spot, then fired Brett's sister for ignoring harassment complaints. Brett was dragged out screaming. He pointed at Yuna. "She taught me wrong. This is her fault." Yuna tilted her head. "I barely speak Korean. Ask anyone." I stood frozen. Me and Yuna sat in my car afterward. "You could have told me what you were doing. Would you have let me do it?" I thought about it. "No, that's why I didn't tell you."